Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support and any kind of news and updates. I usually go about on Twitter X. Um, yeah, nothing new here for the channel. Again, I will try to do my best to see if I can stream something today later on, and the gaming series, so Midnight Suns, will resume, and I will start doing three episodes per week, so Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And yeah, let's go for the news. Okay, so seems that NVidia, after all the alleged shenanigans they've been doing from alleged in a sense a few months, I think I covered some of them of the AIBs on the GPU part, on some clients on the AI accelerator stuff there. They're probably trying to threaten, most likely, or implying that if they try to go about to the competition, and if they already order, of they double order in the sense they order for NVIDIA, and if they order the competition, they will hold their own order, even though the client already paid for that. Again, a lot of stuff is been coming out the last months regarding some shenanigans or alleged shenanigans. But similarly, the American DOJ, so Department of Justice, is doing some investigation here, and basically this comes after a couple topsy-turvy days on the stock market, sorry, that saw its shares soar after positive results earning from AMD, and then sync the next day. NVIDIA is now purportedly facing investigations, basically unfairly using of its dominant market position to drive customer bargains. Yeah, they are asking NVIDIA rivals, including AMD and chip design startups. I will suppose Intel is also part of these things, even though they are not still on the market itself, but doing the Gaudi accelerator stuff. They are not shipping still in volumes. But yeah, the basically the allegation is a variety of anti-competitive practices, as I mentioned. I think they are more focused at this moment on AI products, given that it's where all the money is, or the big money is at this point with the AI bubble. And also, they're supposedly being acquiring startups with the sole aim of increasing their influence there. So the chip design stuff there, and also bundling other products such as network cables with the GPUs, and raising prices of the GPU, or withholding inventory if customers also buy from rivals. The reply, the corporate talk from NVIDIA is: we compete based on decades of investment in innovation, scrupulously adhering to all laws, making NVIDIA openly available in every cloud and on-prem for every enterprise, and ensuring that customers can choose whatever solution is best for them. Even though similarly, they are charging. This is an example: charging higher prices for network equipment too if customers purchase AI GPUs from rivals. So they inflating prices on their own stuff that might be, I don't know, compliant with integration with other AI accelerators. I don't know how that works properly, but yeah. They are also investigating an acquisition from an Israeli AI software startup called Run AI. Uh, Quoting five sources, the DOJ checking whether NVIDIA is seeking to build an unfair advantage in the industry by acquiring a firm whose virtualization software can reduce the number of GPUs needed to run AI workloads. Again, let's see how this goes. Again, having a dominant position, that's why I always tell everybody competition is healthy um, in all fields. I think it's healthy to have more than one competitor, because in the end, the consumers will benefit from that competition. And if you have somebody trying to monopolize the market with where the company itself is integrated, usually that doesn't bode well, because you must start see some of the shenanigans that are alleged against Nvidia, which is trying to do some shady stuff behind the scenes, or applying their own pressure given their dominant position on the market they are working on. Yeah, we saw some stuff even from the consumer side of things, or the DIY market with EVGA regarding their basically dropping the launch or making any kind of GPUs with the 40 series, given how they felt they were unfairly treated with NVidia regarding a lot of stuff that happened on the background previous launch to the 40 series. Yeah, and they were exclusive for. I think the EVGA at the time was exclusively for 20 years or so. Since NVIDIA started up, they were exclusive to making GPUs for NVIDIA. It was a shame at the time because even though they were more dominant on the US market, they were very well respected. They had a kind of a good business at the time, but I think NVIDIA felt that some companies are receive different treatment even though they've been working together for 20 years or so. Again, I don't know what happened. Nobody knows kind of for sure, but yeah, we'll see where this goes. Continuing with huge companies, you got Microsoft and Activision form a new team in Blizzard. Again, we already heard a little bit of this. They were even after firing from and shutting down Tango Game Works, and like in the day before, something like that. I think the Xbox guy, one of the guys there, I never know their positions, but a top guy said that they wanted to have more smaller studios to do more indie game kind of like games, similar what Tango Gameworks exactly did, like Hi-Fi Rush and the such. Again, this is a complete mess. I think they are very bloated, especially after the Activision Blizzard acquisition there. Again, they are trying to go too big for their own from their own size, even though the Xbox is part of Microsoft. But yeah, this will take a long time to get smoothed out if possible. But yeah, the I think basically we've got a little bit more details here. Specifically, it was King employees have swapped their LinkedIn information, so that's why we got a little bit more speculation and probably some indication what they're trying to do here with this new team. Said they are now working in Blizzard. This comes in conjunction with the announcement that they had between Microsoft and Activision. They created a new team within Blizzard itself. Basically, it will take employees from King and other various Blizzard employees, and is now a focus team dedicated on working Blizzard's AA games like World of Warcraft, Overwatch, StarCraft, and more. I think they wanted to mention AAA, no? Given that Overwatch supposedly, I don't know, maybe they consider AAA like Call of Duty and Halo and the rest. I don't know how they are classifying that internally. But yeah, supposedly, given that it's a lot of the King uh, developers, again, King is the Candy Crush stuff there. Again, mobile games. I don't think they are going to what they're going to do. I think it's what it's basically just they're going to make mobile ports of all games that they have there. I think basically that's their focus, is where the supposedly money is to a certain degree. But then again, if you saturate that market, also everything is going to go to bullshit. It's like with the Concord and all. Everybody wants to do multiplayer squad hero shooter. If all studios are doing the same game, again, only 1% of them will come out on top as the most played game. But yeah, I'm not sure if this going to backfire, given that if they are going all kind of so, similar to Konami pachinko way of trying to monetize the mobile market there. But yeah, again, the aim is to continue creating and keeping the most beloved franchises alive. Again, Diablo, World of Warcraft, and StarCraft has been dead on the water for some time. I don't know when StarCraft 2 came out. It's been a while. It's been a minute since he came out. But yeah, what I think what it does is they'll be working on new mobile games. They're set to be released on Xbox Mobile Game Store, and also trying to do some port. Besides doing the port, sorry, probably like maintenance and trying to make a better monetization scheme on the, like for example, Diablo Immortal and the such. I think it's more on that. and the fact that they are putting developers from other studios in Blizzard, I think it's to make the synergy better between the ports and the games and the such. I think it's what it's aiming for. I don't see them doing better, let's say, and the focus on small teams. I think it's more to focus them on doing trying to squeeze money out of players, because again, don't forget this is was a $70 billion deal, and for the Microsoft as a whole business, it's not a huge slice, given that it's supposedly a $3 trillion company, Microsoft as a whole. But for the Xbox, given that it is a very small part on the business side of Microsoft, it is a huge impact in terms of the money they spent, even though supposedly already doubled the revenue, but that comes from the IPs acquired there. Yeah, you have to pick up the maintenance cost of maintaining those studios open and creating new games and maintaining the live servers that they have. In this case, for example, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, even I think Diablo has a lot of server stuff there. Diablo 4, again, and all the rest of Activision Blizzard. Again, you will have to incur already the costs of the $70 billion plus the rest throughout the year, even though the first quarter seems pretty good, because again, these IPs tend to generate some monthly revenue. Looks good on paper, but then you need to take a 70 billion on expenditures in account there on the overall, at least on the annual scheme of things. But yeah, let's see how this goes. There are going to be a lot more layoffs for sure. Again, all the companies, they are trying to trim their fat, let's say. So any kind of developer, any kind of department that will not contribute to the company making money, they're going to get laid off. That's for sure. Um, Still, I think that a lot of the studios are overbloated with personnel. The fact that to get the AI stuff, there is, I suppose, a lot of stuff that can be done there to replace a couple of job positions here and there. But I think it is a lot of people doing the same job that makes the companies bloated. And again, budgets just skyrocket. A lot of people to maintain there, and again, it's not good for the business. A lot of people already been saying for the past years that this will happen eventually, because the inflating budgets, some games cost 200 $300 million to make. You have, for example, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They just lost 200 million dollars lost, uh, which at least gives us the impression that the game itself cost at least $200 million to make. um, yeah, it's too much to make a game, and especially for the average quality that the games are being have coming out. Again, it doesn't justify the number of people working and the huge and inflated budgets that are associated with those games. And they need to trim the fat, need to lower the budgets there, and be more creative on the resources, on the lowered resources that they have there. I think that's why you have a lot of good indie games. They are very small, very agile, small studios. They can bring out the best what a game can give. But yeah, we're going to see from Microsoft and Activision throughout the year that they're going to cut up more job positions. That's for sure. Unfortunately, but it's what are going to happen there. We got some. I noticed this only just kind of right before doing the checking the news. THQ got a showcase yesterday, from what I understand. We got a little bit more Gothic remake footage. Again, if not mistaken, my first impression is a few weeks ago at least. Seems a bit weird, the footage that they showed, and now we got a trailer. You can watch it on YouTube, around 4 minutes or so, with a little bit more, trying to expand a little bit more on what they're trying to achieve with this remake. Um, Again, we don't know exactly how the AI routines and the gameplay and the systems are working. But in terms of, given the fact that supposedly this is an Unreal Engine 5 game, um, does it look good? Just going to say that, does it look good? The combat, even though I think there is a difference between slow and janky. I'm not sure if it would have been better for them to do kind of a turn-based kind of a thing there. If it is a more tactical approach to the combat, I think it would serve better there. Again, I never played the original Gothic, so I'm not sure exactly what the approach was at that time. But yeah, the fact, the promises that they make simulating a living world exploration story, these three components, we don't have any clue what if they're going to be good or not. But the combat and the graphic fidelity here, it's not good. It's not good given the kind of the art style they are going for, which is kind of a more realistic approach, and it seems like very, I don't know, PS2 era almost in certain cases. In some cases, seems very passable, especially on some details on characters or in the environment seem pretty decent. But in other shots that they put there, it seems pretty janky, like potato head kind of a thing there. Very weird what they're trying to do here. But yeah, we'll have to wait for more to come here. Um, I don't have a huge faith that this is going to be an excellent game, but we will have to wait and see. It's more about the jankiness itself. Uh, Again, uh, I'm not in the camp that everything has to be hyper realistic. For example, we got Elden Ring is not the art style that they go for is not, it's more fantasy style. But the Gothic approach seems to be very realistic, photorealistic kind of approach, but it's not making that case pretty well defined there with the footage that we saw. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see a little bit more, some more in depth, more gameplay, like 10, 20 minutes game, straightforward gameplay to see how things fit in terms of all the systems there, which is the living world story and exploration, besides the combat there. But yeah, I'm not very excited for this game yet. Hopefully they can polish this until it comes out. I think it's coming out March 2025, I suppose, suggested launch, but we'll have to wait and see. We still have almost a year there. Let's see how it goes. We got Obsidian. Supposedly they have a third project in development besides the two ones, which is Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2. Avowed, they say here on Factstra Live, supposedly will come. Where is it? I know I highlighted this. Yeah, supposedly should be coming November this year, but it's not. It's been delayed to February next year. Avowed game. I think they wanted to do a little bit more polish since they basically changed a little bit on the art style since the first trailer that we saw. People were complaining they changed a little bit there. Let's see how that goes. And they also have the Outer Worlds sequel, which the Outer Worlds 2. Supposedly have another one. The art director um, is this guy Daniel Kabuku, serves as the art director for the mentioned project, and his work at the studio began in July this year. So it's not working for Outer Worlds. I don't know what kind of game. Some people speculate like something with have to do with Fallout. Again, forget about it. Bethesda will never let any outside studio work on this game. Um, and yeah, forget about it. Only eternally, and I think only the main studio, Bethesda studios, will work on that on Fallout. And still, they are not going to do a great job with that. But that's my opinion. But yeah, supposedly, so basically, to take out of this is Avowed is delayed until February next year. It's not coming out November this year, and they have now a third unannounced game in development here. Might be in pre-production, I think, not sure. But we got at least some people working on art to that unannounced project. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully, Outer Worlds will be an improvement on the first one. The first one, from my understanding, is pretty good. It's very kind of Fallout New Vegas kind of a thing there in terms of the characters, the dialogue systems, and the humor, a little bit satiric there. But it's a very short game in the sense that it's not something that expensive, sorry, as Fallout New Vegas is a little bit more short experience, but is supposedly pretty good. Hopefully, Outer Worlds 2 will serve as expanding that universe and that IP to better and higher quality stuff there. We'll see. I still want to do the Outer Worlds because it's one of those that I like to do in terms of RPGs. I always got me curious that game. But yeah, let's see how this goes with Obsidian. And lastly, we got Spitfire Interactive. They were kind of caught per se on their latest game, which is called Capes. It's kind of XCOM with superheroes, kind of a thing there, from what I understand. The Christopher Odd does a lot of turn-based games runs. He's doing at this moment in time an XCOM 2 season for this year with I don't know 400 plus mods. He does a lot of these games and tries out and do some reviews and previews. Companies tend to send them stuff for him to check out. Um, but yeah, Cabrutus caught up with this, and these credits are taken from the credits of the game itself. So we got only on one and only Kiss Kindred, and I'm not sure if I recognize any. I don't recognize any game names. Only Kiss Kindred, which is the little guy that was trying to dox or call Smash AT supposedly employers. But yeah, this one is not going to make it for it, at least in my case. So again, don't forget to at least bookmark the I Detected webpage. And if you've never heard of it, on Steam there is a creator group made by Cabrutus Rumble, which basically what it started with this supposedly Gamergate 2 war in the game space. Yeah, that everything is there. And even this guy Penta, which is a developer on the studio, was trying to make it seem that they didn't have a lot to do with it, as usual, since the backlash started regarding anything consultancy companies. They say, "Oh, uh, you can see that we have great reviews." Even though, again, supposedly it is, I still didn't went to the page at this moment in time. But supposedly the most helpful reviews in the past 30 days are all negative, which is interesting. Again, the consistency is the game is not very fun. A lot of bit jankiness. The characters, they seem like a checklist of diversity to a certain degree. What else? The graphics is not that good. um, there is, in terms of the combat systems, they are very bad, very raw. You can take a little bit of enjoyment here and there, but yeah, the overall consensus seems to be that it's not that good as a game. I think, and yeah, and you can see by the fact that the maximum players that they had since it launched, around 660, and around 20 to 30 people on the game itself. Again, for sure it's not for me. I'm playing at this moment Midnight Suns. I really do recommend that game. So far, it seems pretty good from the episodes that I managed to record, or something in those styles. XCOM 2 is still an excellent game, especially with the mod system. If you're curious about any kind of mods, I really do recommend Christopher Odd's gameplays, especially on XCOM and other kinds of the games. He usually he tries to go about it in a very interesting way. um yeah, but yeah, if it's not at least at the level of XCOM 2, usually it has to be in that level there, or else I'm not going to even touch it, regardless of baby Sweet Baby Inc or not being involved. But yeah, doesn't seem to be a pretty good game as a turn-based strategy game with the heroes. Yeah, I think even the power stuff that it doesn't blend well. Some characters are too OP, others are like they don't serve any purpose in terms of the abilities and the such, from my understand. um, but yeah, what can you do here? Some games are good, some games are not worth playing. um, but yeah, it is what it is in the industry. To a certain degree, we will see a lot of people trying to avoid, um, from this moment on, trying to avoid these consultancy firms again. I think they should focus on good gameplay mechanics and don't stick to their vision. If their vision is true, people are getting their radar bullshit radar from these kind of things very on high sensitivity, and they usually can spot this mile away. But yeah, this is what it is. In terms of news, this is what I got for today. I will leave with some gaming deals. You got Bioshock Remastered, or in this case, I think Bioshock the Collection is better served here. I will leave the link of the Bioshock the Collection here. It's 80% off in the free games with all the DLCs, and in the first and the second game, it's the remastered versions. We still have a couple of days until Resident Evil stops being on sale, so I will leave all the Resident Evil links to their Steam pages, so you can complete your collection. We got Journey, excellent game. I played this one on console, and it was a very enjoyable experience, especially at this price point. Again, no, that I think there is no dialogue here. Very great experience. Keeper, again, one of those kind of roguelike tower defense kind of a games here. Very interesting. It's one of those that I would like to try out, and this always adds very positive reviews since it came out. Yeah, 60% off. We got Jagged Alliance free, 50% off. It's one of those XCOM 2, XCOM kind of games here. The strategy layer is a little bit different, but yeah, it seems pretty good. It's 50% off, of course. We got Stray, Meow Meow Cat, Meow Meow Game, 40% off. We got also Shardpunk, again, turn-based combat, kind of pixel art style, a very interesting game. And if you're not sure, you have the demo here to try out to see if you like it or not. On GOG, we got Metro franchise bundle, 84% off. So the free games and the first two are the Redux versions with all the deals associated with Metro Exodus also. And lastly, we got The Invincible. Seems a pretty good game, narrative based on a book, Stanislaw Lu or something like that. I think it was a Polish author. I'm not sure exactly the name of the author of the book. I'm so sorry, but yeah, it's very narrative driven. It got pretty positive reviews all over the place, so I think it's very interesting. I think it's kind of on the line of Firewatch, but not better, but on the same veins on how it tries to tell the story throughout the gameplay. Yeah, I think this might be a pretty good one. And yeah, basically this is it for today. This is the news that caught my attention at this moment in time. Tomorrow is my day off on the gaming news, and I will return on Monday with also the gameplay from Midnight Suns, the third episode. Again, I will try between today and tomorrow do a couple of live streams if possible. I will start off with the new game plus on Elden Ring, so I can uh, yeah, start to see what kind of shenanigans we're going to encounter there, and see what kind of connections that we have the DLC, what kind of clues that we have on the main game that might be connected to the DLC. I got some interesting things that I'm thinking about. My huge problem is basically the timeline of events or certain things. I'm still very confused in some specific things. But yeah, I've got some theories boiling up. But again, when I have more certainty of the ideas that I want to explore, I will do a video here and there. But yeah, I will wrap up with a plug on my Patreon. As always, at this moment in time, is more for me to get around, have a better storage solution to get backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and also some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.